recovery is not going to happen overnight. It's likely that even with the reinvestment package that we're putting forward, even with the measures that we're taking, things could get worse before they get better. I want everybody to be realistic about this.
All right, well, Congressman Ron Paul has an even more sobering message. We are at an economic dead end. He joins me on the phone. Congressman, what do you mean economic dead end? What's happening?
Well, we're doing all the things that we shouldn't be doing, so therefore we can't get out of this. Now, Barack Obama is right. Be prepared. It's going to get a lot worse. But I don't see the end of this, because we continue to do exactly the things that we did that got us into this mess by spending too much, borrowing too much, inflating too much, depending on the government to regulate us, and pretending that they'll always take care of us, they'll always bail us out, they'll always provide insurance. So we're just doubling and tripling our efforts. So therefore, the end point is unknown, but I'm afraid the end point will be the destruction of the dollar, because we've literally now have guaranteed trillions and trillions of dollars, and nobody even knows. We're working real hard to try to get more information from the Fed, exactly what the commitments have been and where the money is and what they're going to do. But all this effort, there's been no restoration of confidence, and I think we're on a dead-end street.
I wonder, though, what do you make, and I hate to hit you broadside with this, Congressman, of this plan now where they want to, I think, if I'm interpreting it correctly from our friends at the Wall Street Journal, set up a modern-day Resolution Trust Corporation, only this time for sick banks.
Yeah, well, it's another attempt. Those efforts have worked in the past, but I don't think it can work now. We've papered so many crises over in the last 30 years, but it just made the bubble bigger. So I think this is so different, and everybody is sensing this. I mean, we've gone through some tough times in our lifetime, in our history, in our depression and wars and inflation of the 70s, but there's something very, very sinister going on, and another organization isn't going to work. Another bailout isn't going to work, and I think that's what is frightening to so many people.
You've also said spending our way out of it won't work, but we're going to try to spend our way out of it. Play that out for me.
But the only thing they have left is spending, and that is and Congress keeps appropriating money, and they give it to the Treasury. Then they wonder where the money's going, and they play that game. But the bigger amount is coming from the Federal Reserve. And we don't call that spending, but it literally is, because they're putting money and credit out there and buying up assets, and it's a burden because it will be inflationary and destructive. It can't work, because we want to move back to the place where individuals are making decisions, where credit is allocated through the market, not where politicians are doing it. Today, he talked about wind power. Now, I really am fascinated with wind power, and I think it's pretty neat. But quite frankly, I don't know absolutely for sure. Neither does Obama know it for sure. Nobody in Washington knows for sure. That's the best way to invest money. It may be cleaning up the coal, or having nuclear power, or using hemp to make ethanol. There are so many other alternatives that are determined by the marketplace. Once you embark on this system where politicians and bureaucrats can make these decisions and be correct, then we're doomed. And we've been doing too much of that already. That's how we got into this mess. But saying, well, we've really messed up, we want the government and the politicians to make more decisions than ever before, and think that we're going to get out of this mess by doing exactly the things that got us into it.
Well, you know what's interesting, too? It'd be a kick, wouldn't it, if this whole green push turns out to be the wrong strategy, period, and yet we've embarked on spending potentially trillions on this road to nowhere, you know?
Well, I think we're already suffering from it. You know, there was a lot of big effort to do these hybrids.
Right.
And, what's the price of oil today? $35, a barrel. So maybe that was malinvestment. I think it probably was. And here, all of a sudden, nobody wants the hybrids anymore. They're not buying them. So the people that regulated the car companies and made them do some of these things and make the mistakes, they're taking over the car companies.
Let me step back
to solve our problem.
Right. You mentioned earlier that, responding to Barack Obama, talking about the economy, I think he said, I'm paraphrasing here, Congressman, things are going to get worse before they get better. He might in fact be right on that, but there have been a number of critics who have said he's got to tone that down, because it might justify spending a lot of money to fix the problem, but it's scaring the heck out of everyone. What do you make of that?
Well, I think he knows how bad it is, and he is preparing people. And if in 6 months things aren't going well, he doesn't want to. I mean, I think he'd be foolish to say in 6 months I can solve all this problem, or 1 year. I actually think it's okay to be honest, and he is being honest about it's going to get worse. But I think he's confused as to think that he can create jobs. I mean, business people create jobs. All we can do is create a favorable environment, sound money, and low taxes, less regulations. And business people create jobs. He can create jobs. I mean, he could have a national youth service and have a draft in a bigger war. And we could. You know, in World War II, they said the Depression ended with World War II, but it really didn't. All it did was it got rid of unemployment. But that's a heck of a way to get rid of unemployment.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Congressman, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So $76 million.